Hello and welcome to Math 76, Chapter 8.3. Today we're talking about conversions using metric units. Metric unit uses conversions to convert between liters, milliliters, grams, milligrams. It's the same conversion between liters and milliliters as it is from liters to grams. So here on the key conversions it says 1 liter equals 1,000 milliliters. If I had said 1 gram, it would equal 1,000 milligrams. So grams, liters, it's interchangeable. And grams measures weight, and liters measures liquid, and meters measures distance. Okay, so let's take a look and then think about what would be the best way to how we measure it. A dose of cough drop. If we look at a container of cough drop liquid, if you look at the little cuppy thing, it usually has a little milliliters on the side. So this is milliliters. I'm going to go in odd order. I'm going to just go in order. A heavyweight wrestler. So I'm going to measure their weight. So it's going to be in grams. And then my units, I'm not going to measure someone in grams. I'm going to go with kilograms. Okay. A glass holds 250, and this is liquid blank of water. So I'm going to measure it in liters, either like milliliters, liters, kiloliters. I'm going to go with milliliters because that's a liter is about a unit, about a quart approximately, or about a big water bottle, a medium water bottle, I'd say. Some people have really big ones, not that big. Masking tape is about 19. Let's think, if it was, we're measuring distance, so it's going to be meters, but 19 meters, that'd be huge. It could be centimeters, 19 centimeters, I mean, that's about maybe the width of a piece of paper, a little less. That seems pretty big for tape. I'm going to go with millimeters. A vitamin pill, so that's going to be in weight. We're going to measure it in weight. And I hope that it's not in kilograms because that would be too big. And we're going to go with milligrams. A safety pin. How are we going to measure that? Well, it doesn't say. Are we going to measure it in weight or distance? I'm going to go with distance on this one. It doesn't say. And I'm going to say a safety pin might be like 2 centimeters or 3 centimeters. We'll go with centimeters. It's a little subjective. A lab, I'm going to go like a dog, like a black lab, grew to weigh 40 blank. So this is a weight, so I'm going to go with grams, and I'm going to go with kilograms. That's a big dog. And then a hallway is 40 blank long. It's a distance, so I'm going to measure it in meters, centimeters, millimeters, kilometers. 10 kilometers, that's pretty long for a hallway. What about meters? That sounds just about right. Let's check in and see if we think this is reasonable or unreasonable. Drink 4.1 liters of kaopectate after each meal. Well, 4 liters, that's about a gallon because each liter is about a quart. And kaopectate is like Pepto-Bismol. So personally, I'm not going to drink that much Pepto-Bismol ever, probably in my life, and certainly not after a meal. So that is too much. What would I measure that in? I think it would come in a little cuppy measuring thing, and I would go with milliliters. What about number 2? Drop 1 milliliter of solution into the eye twice a day, like a tiny little drop. That sounds good to me. 1 milliliter, that's good. Inject half a liter of insulin each morning. You can't see my hands, but I mean, that's kind of a lot. Half a liter, I mean, that's like half a water bottle. It's way too much of insulin. I'm going to go with 0.5, maybe milliliters of insulin. That sounds a lot more like it. Take 15 milliliters of cough syrup each morning. That does sound right to me because we look at those little cups and they have the little measuring things on the side. That sounds good. And take 350 milligrams of aspirin 3 times a day. Like, that's a little pill. That sounds right to me too. Okay, that's our spiel on metric. Now we're going to do conversions, okay? So I start with 15 liters, and I'm going to draw this little chart thing. And I want to do my conversions. My goal on this is to get to milliliters, okay? So when I do this, I want my answer to have milliliters as my final unit. And then I ask myself, what unit needs to go in the denominator to get liters to cancel? I'm going to put liters down here. And then what goes in my numerator? I'm going to put milliliters in my numerator. Now I need to figure out what my conversion factor is between milliliters and liters. I think this one wasn't provided, but don't worry, it'll be provided on the test. My conversion factor is 1,000 milliliters equals 1 liter, okay? So I take these numbers that I have here, 1,000 milliliters, that's going to go right here in front of my milliliters. I'm going to put 1,000 in there. 1,000, and then what goes in front of milliliters is 1, so I'm going to put 1 right here. So I get 15 times 1,000 divided by 1. So I can use my calculator. 15 times 1,000 divided by 1, and I get 15,000 milliliters. So I'm going to use this chart going forward to help me with my conversions. Okay, I'm going to start with 925 milliliters. Okay, it's in my numerator. And I want milliliters to cancel. So I'm going to put milliliters in my denominator here. And my goal is to get to liters. So I'm going to put that up here. Okay, and then I need to go back and say, what was my conversion factor? Okay, my conversion was 1,000 milliliters equals 1 liter. So I am going to, in front of liters, put a 1, and in front of milliliters, I'm going to put 1,000. Oh, whoops. When I do this now, ask myself, do my units cancel? They, in fact, let's see, milliliters and milliliters cancel. I'm left with liters. Oh, that is what I want. I said oops, but I got overexcited. 825 divided by 1,000 liters. And I can put that in my calculator or my brain, and I get 0.925 liters. There we go. And it doesn't say I need to round, so we're going to leave it right like that. Okay, I'm going to set up my chart. I've got 5.2 kilograms. And I've got my chart. I want kilograms to cancel, so I'm going to put kilograms in my denominator. And in my numerator, I'm going to put grams, because that's the unit I'm aiming for. And then I need my conversion factor. Okay, so let's go up and I say grams to kilograms. Let's see if we've got a factor for that. Here I do right here. 1 gram equals 1,000 kilograms. Okay, so I'm going to bring that down here. And I'm going to erase this. Too much stuff makes me distracted. Okay. So my conversion factor was 1,000 grams equals 1 kilogram, okay? So 1,000 grams, I'm going to put 1,000 grams right here. And 1 kilogram, I'm going to put that right here. And then I'm going to multiply because 1,000 is in my numerator. So 5.2 times 1,000 all over 1. And I don't really have to divide by 1, but it's still there. And I have kilograms cancel. My units are going to be grams. I put it in my calculator. 5.2 times 1,000 equals 5,200 grams. Okay. Okay, here we go. Got another one. 350 milligrams. And here I'm going to put I have milligrams and I'm trying to get to grams. So milligrams is going to go in my denominator and grams is going to go in my numerator. Okay, and then I had my conversion factor from before. 1,000 grams equals 1 kilogram. That's not the conversion factor I'm looking for. Okay, let's go up. Oh no, what am I doing? Let's see if we can get this to move. Okay, I'm trying to go from grams to to milligrams right here. 1 gram equals 1,000 milligrams, okay? So my conversion factor is 1 gram equals 1,000 milligrams. Okay, so I'm going to put those units in. 1 gram, one goes right here, and my denominator, 1,000 milligrams. And now 350 and 1 are in my numerator, so I get 350 times 1, all divided by, that's a times, all divided by 1,000. So 350 divided by 1,000, and I go back and I check my units. I have milligrams cancel. I am left with grams. So my units for this is grams. And I put that in my calculator and I get 0.350 grams is my units. There we go. Okay. Here we go again. Grams to milligrams. I'm starting with 0. I don't like red. I'm going to go with 0.85 grams. And I'm trying to get to milligrams. So I'm going to put grams in my denominator, and my numerator I'm going to put milligrams because that's where I'm trying to go. And then I need my conversion factor. I just had it a second ago. It was on my other page. You can look it up if you don't believe me. But it's 1,000 milligrams equals 1 gram. Okay, so I'm going to plug these values in. 1,000 milligrams over 1 gram. Okay, and I'm going to go right into the next answer section, even though that makes me bonky. I get 8.5 times 1,000 all over 1. And my units, my grams canceled, so I'm going to end up with milligrams. And I get 8.5 times 1,000. And I get 8,500 milligrams. And again, I am multiplying these because these are in my numerator, and then I divide by whatever is in my denominator. Okay, I'm going from liters to milliliters. So I start with 4.15 liters. And I'm going to convert to milliliters. Okay, do I have a conversion for that? Let's see. I have milligrams to 1 gram. It's the same thing for milliliters. It's going to be 1,000 milligrams equals 1 liter. Okay, I just replaced G with L, and I actually wrote down the wrong one. I wrote milliliter. I want these both to be liters, matching liquid measurement to liquid measurement, okay? And now I want to have liters cancel, so I'm going to put liters in my denominator, and my numerator I'm going to put milliliters. And then what number goes in front? I have 1,000 milliliters, so that's going to go in front there. And then I've got 1 liter, so that's going to go down here. And I'm going to multiply out, and I get 4.5 times 1,000 all over 1. And what are my units? Liters canceled, and I'm left with milliliters, which is good because I am trying to solve for milliliters. Use my calculator. 4.5 times 1,000. Oops. Gives me 4,000. Oh, you know what? I dropped something out here. I put 4.5, and it should be 4.15. Okay, so that's going to change my answer. 0.15 times 1,000 equals 4,150. Oh no, I can't see it. It's over the line. I'm going to write it over here. It's making me crazy. 4,150 milliliters. There we go. Whew. got stressed there. I didn't like the way that looked. Okay. So we're getting good at converting here using metric. Now, sometimes we don't have a direct line, okay? So we have to make a stop somewhere. So we want to go on this one from kilometers to centimeters, okay? So I start at kilometers. I don't have a direct conversion to meters. I'm going to have to make a stop at meters and then make it all the way to centimeters, okay? So let's make our little chart. I start with 3 kilometers. Okay, now my first stop I'm trying to get to is meters. So I want to get rid of kilometers and I want to get to meters. Okay, that's my first stop. Now, what numbers go in front of meters and kilometers? Okay, I can look back at my other page and find my conversion between the two. And my conversion between the two is going to be 1,000 meters equals 1 kilometer. And again, you can go back to the other page if you don't believe me. 1,000 meters, so that's going to go here. 1,000 meters, and then over 1 kilometer. Okay, so when I do this, I'm going to have my kilometers are going to cancel. Now I have meters, okay, and I am trying to get to centimeters. So I have to do one more conversion in here, okay? So I have meters here and I want meters to cancel. I'm going to put meters in my denominator, and in my numerator I'm going to put centimeters because that's what I'm trying to get to. And then I have to look up my conversion factor between centimeters and meters. 100 centimeters equals 1 meter. That's what we're using, okay? So I've got 100 centimeters equals 1 meter, okay? So now my meters cancel. I am left with centimeters. I'm going to multiply anything that's in my numerator times each other. 3 times 1,000 times 100, all divided by 1, because these are my denominator, times 1. Now, it's still just divided by 1. I'm going to put this in my calculator. 3 times 1,000 is 3,000, times another 100, and then I'm going to divide by 1 times 1, which is just 1, so I get 300,000 centimeters. It's a lot of centimeters. Okay, that's equal to 3 kilometers. I am probably going to walk about 3,000 centimeters today. It sounds like a big number. It makes me sound cool. But is it? Not as much. Okay, same type of thing on this one. Okay, let me erase so I don't go crazy. Okay, I'm trying to go from kilometers to meters. Okay, I start at kilometers. I'm going to meters, and then I'm going to millimeters. Okay, those are my conversion places. Okay, so I've got 5 kilometers, and then I'm going to make my little chart. So my first stop on my chart is going to be 2 meters. So I'm going to put kilometers in my denominator, and I'm going to put meters in my numerator. And then I need to remember my conversion factor is 1,000 meters equals 1 kilometer. And I'm going to put those numbers in. So I have 1,000 meters, 1 kilometer. And then from here, I'm going to have kilometers cancel. I have meters, and I'm trying to get to millimeters. So I'm going to put meters here, and my numerator I'm going to put millimeters here. So I need my conversion factor between millimeters and meters. 1,000 millimeters equals 1 meter. These are my conversions. So I'm going to put those numbers in. 1,000 millimeters times 1 meter. And I'm going to multiply out. 5 times 1,000 times 1,000. all over 1 times 1, 1. So I'm going to put that in my calculator, and I'm going to get 5 million millimeters, because that's my unit I'm left with, because meters got canceled. Do y'all think I can do it? Do you think I can walk 5 million millimeters today? I think I can. Okay, awesome job there. Okay, let's do this one. Convert 250 millimeters to meters. We got this. This is only one stop conversion. 250 millimeters. My conversion, I'm going to put millimeters in my denominator. I'm trying to get to meters. And I remember what my conversions are. If I don't, that's okay. I remember our conversion is 1,000 millimeters equals 1 meter. And if you're not sure, it'll be provided on the test, and it will also be provided at the beginning of the worksheet. 1,000 is going to go down here. 1,000, and meters is 1. Okay. Millimeters cancel. I'm left with meters as my unit, which is great. Anything that's in the numerator gets multiplied. 250 times 1, all divided by anything that's in the denominator, 1,000. So I get 250 divided by 1,000 equals 0.25, and my units I said was meters. 0.25 meters. Okay, we have another multi-step conversion. A track is 0.4 centimeters, 0.4 kilometers long. How many centimeters is this? Okay, so let's think about our conversion steps. We're going to start with kilometers, we're going to go to meters, and then we're going to go to centimeters. Okay, so we start with 0.4 km, and then we're going to put in these. Okay, and I get 1,000, my conversion, which is 1,000 meters equals 1 kilometer. That's one of my conversions. Okay, so kilometers is going to go in the denominator, so that can cancel, and my numerator is going to be meters. I put my numbers that I have for my conversion in, 1,000, and my denominator is going to be 1. And then again, I've made it to meters, and now I want to make it to centimeters. My other conversion factor is 1,000 centimeters equals 1 meter. Okay, oh, what happened? 1,000 cm equals 1 meter. 100, oh, I don't know what's happening. Okay, there we go. I have meters is going to be in my denominator, so I can get those to cancel since I already have kilometers cancel. And then my numerator is going to be centimeters. Oh, that was terrible. Centimeters. And my units, my number that goes in front of centimeters is 100, and in front of meters is 1. And so I'm going to multiply out 0.4 times 1,000 times 100 all over 1. And I can put that in my calculator. 0.4 times 1,000 times 100 equals 40,000. And what are my units? My meters canceled. I'm left with centimeters. That's a cm. That's the worst cm I've ever seen. Let's try that one more time. Centimeters. I'm going to put it underneath. 40,000 centimeters. Okay. Let's look at this next one. Human skin has about 3 million sweat glands, releasing on average 300 milliliters of sweat a day. How many liters of sweat are released each day? Okay, so I want to convert milliliters to liters. Is there any extraneous information? Any information I don't need? Do I need to know about these 3 million sweat glands? No, I don't really. I actually know a lot about them because I have a teenage boy, so I know a lot about sweat glands. I don't even know we have 3 million of them. It doesn't help me with this problem. I do want to convert what we have. 3,000 milliliters, and I'm trying to convert it to liters, okay? So my denominator is going to have milliliters, and my numerator, I'm trying to get to liters. And then my conversion factor, 1,000 milliliters equals 1 liter. Okay, so 1,000 goes in for milliliters, and 1 goes in front of liters. Anything in the numerator line, in the top line, gets multiplied. 300 times 1 divided by 1,000. And I can put that in my calculator. 300 times 1 divided by 1,000 equals 0.3. And then my units, I had liters got canceled. What happened here? Oh, milliliters. I just read that wrong. Milliliters got canceled, and I'm left with liters. Great. And number 20, it says a healthy heart pumps between 70 and 230 milliliters of blood per minute. How many liters is that in that range? That's another conversion from milliliters to liters. I'm going to let you all try that one on your own. Good luck, and we will talk soon.